Hey guys, this is Sir Robert. We're going to look at another Town Hall 7 versus Town Hall 8 attack. This is somewhat rushed Town Hall 8. Here you have level 4 air defenses. Looks like level 8 archer tower, so it's somewhat rushed. A couple different ways of approaching this base. Again, as you know, I scan the base. I look at the air defense and the level of the air defense first, and of course the location. These are all about the same location. It's not like any one is more difficult to get to than the others. The next thing I look at is what buildings do I have to go through to get to the air defense. I have this high hit point dark elixir storage here, so it's kind of out of the way. If I came through this approach here, it wouldn't cause me too much trouble, although my dragons could stray if I coming across this way, because it may go this way or it may go that way, because it's going to take so long to take that down, so that may not be as advantageous coming in this direction. The air sweeper I look at as well. I don't like to come into the air sweeper if at all possible. I want to come from behind it and take it out on the way. So either of those approaches will work fine from this direction. Basically two approaches on this, or several, but two ways to look at this base. Since they're fairly close together, the standard Town Hall 8 of 2 raids, 1 heal spell would work very well on this base. The way I'd approach that is coming in from this direction here. Coming in this direction here, or alternatively from this direction here at this base. As they take out these structures here, you can drop your rages down and heal to basically move this thing through. Two caveats we have to think about is dragons don't make wrong turns or go the wrong way. Dragons go to the closest building, period. That's it. So these little spaces here create problems and walls, and because basically the way the computer looks at it is you have 1, 2 spaces between these two, and you have 1 space between these, and it's going to just go to the closest building. So dragons coming from this direction, it'll go from here to the town hall. Dragons coming from this direction, it'll go from here to this building, to this archer tower, or it doesn't necessarily mean it's going to come here. Depending on where this dragon is, it may come to this structure, and then possibly to this structure. So it may loop around. You got to be careful on those holes. You got to be very careful on that. The second thing I look at is I always like to have high-level balloons in my clan castle, and I don't want to. I want to make it as easy as possible for my balloons to take out one of the air defenses. So typically, what I like to do is I like to keep my air defenses spread further apart, so that I don't have 2 air defenses attacking my dragons at one time. You could, in this case, I could lose lightning spells on this one and attack with my dragons from this direction. And when these defensive structures are taken down, especially this one here and this one here, then I can release my balloons to come in, because then they would go basically right for 1 or 2 of those air defenses there. If I don't have these down, they can come to here and then go in that direction. This one here, if I release it over here, it's going to come to here and here. So now thinking about that, that's probably the route I would probably take, is try to take these buildings down and then release my my balloons here, which go to the structure, then to this cannon, then here, and game over. So once that my dragons are coming across this way here, once that air defense is locked onto my dragons right here, and right here, when it's locked on here, and this structure is taken down, I would basically release my dragons. It would go 1, 2, and that would basically end this battle. Alternatively, I could take this one out here, have my dragons attack this direction at this air defense. Once that air defense locks onto my dragons, or my dragons are here, I can release my balloons from here. They would basically go right to that cannon, and from that cannon they would go either to this mortar, or hopefully they will go to this air defense. Let's see how PK takes on this base. when he releases them behind the dragons, which is okay for now because the air defense are going to attack the dragons and the balloons are very slow moving. The problem is that the dragons will stop at any building in its path, which are mostly defenses, but you still have this high hit point dark elixir storage to go through, which is why I would not take this approach. I would rather take this approach with this attack, not this approach. But let's see how that plays out. Dragons stop to take out the other buildings, and these balloons whiz right by them, and now you have a potential problem because now they're ahead of the dragons. Now, of course, you have the air sweeper now locked on, blowing, and that's going to create another problem.